Now, this indie was sort of a surprise because I wasn't expecting to having a theater type of pilot. Because when you start watching, it feels this belongs to a theater kind of movie, or this was based on a movie, or something like that. Because how the camera work works, how you feel this sort of grand scale of this place. Because this pilot called Lumeon, it's basically sort of what if cyberpunk mixed with basically a fairy tale sort of lore in a way. Like you live in a city with technology, you have animal creatures, but also magic. But they rely on more realistic kind of things, like using cars, using basically planes. But yet you have sort of moments of sort of magical things that you can agree is magic or science fiction. And that's what I feel is sort of kind of great because you don't know which angle you go. It's sort of like a surprise, especially understanding what this pipe trying to do. Because I wasn't sure. I only heard the pitch of it. This is the first time me watching it, and you know what? I kind of glad I didn't know or understood what they're trying to show me. Because the less you know, the better. It's one of those pilots that is a surprise. Hopefully, get some momentum to people who want to watch this. If not, you just hear for the recommendation. Yes, I do recommend it, but this has some issues because in the of some choices, some of the audio or some of the sound effects, and some of the action has some weird choices. But yet, I understand this is an indie project. You still don't know what you actually want or what you approve till you hear someone actually judging it. But other than that, it's still pretty good. I kind of wish they have more punch of the action or the audio when characters talk. I feel they needed more time, or I mean, no more time. I mean, they feel they were sort of too far of a microphone sometimes. I don't know if they're too far or too close, or that was the choice from the creator of this indie. Honestly, I don't know, but it is a little odd, but it doesn't ruin the moment. None of this ruins anything. But besides that, what is this pilot and where can find it? Well, you can find it on YouTube called called the channel Daniel Spooner Art. If I show the image, you can find where it is. You just go and watch that pilot. It's like brand new, barely coming out. Depends when you're watching this video. It could be on the day or a couple of days, years, or months, in other words. But you understand. But besides that, before I get started, my name is Retro. I like to talk about animation, not just animation through reviews, first impressions, cartoon theories, and sometimes, if I have some spare time, cartoon breaking news. Of course, you like how it's going, you'd like to help my channel, putting a like, comment, and share. That's the only thing you need to do. If not, that's cool. If you do, thank you, because of you, I'm getting close to my main goal of 2,000 subscribers. And yes, I am getting close thanks to everybody who comment, likes, and shares. That's it. Besides that, let's start with this in the review of Lumeon. Now, let's get started. Now, what is this animated pilot is about? Well, this is about two main lead characters called Barry and Susan. Both of them are basically adventurers who are looking for a next job so they can pay rent. But unfortunately, they spent all their money basically promoting their business. Now they had to talk to the landlord, who is basically a moth creature. In fact, this is the first time I kind of realized what type of world this is. Just look at the moth creature, because she is basically kind of a D&D type of character fusing with sort of cyberpunk technology that kind of question you, what is this world? This is more kind of science fiction or more magical world. It kind of is both, because how they use the moth character to actually threaten our two main characters really establish what type of world it is and what kind of relationship and business they actually have are our two main leads. Because the moth lady is kind of fair but also menacing, because it tired our two main leads not paying rent, specifically spending all their money promoting a commercial, a very cheap commercial, a very expensive channel to promote to get more jobs. But I did like her design. That sort of I'm not sure was I looking first, but how interesting and creative this character looks get me excited to see what else you have of this universe. Because after that introduction, you don't know much how this place was created. If sort of you have to leave it on your own imagination, is how the whole show sort of shows you. Because you follow Barry and Susan. Both of them are just sort of kind of rookies, kind of young people who barely understand how to run their business, especially how they talk to their landlord. Like, come on, give us a chance. We can make our money. It just needs a little tries. But I love it is how relatable they actually are. Because of Barry and Susan, they don't feel like one-off characters. They feel sort of very deep, interesting, very opposite, but yet fascinating characters. Like, for example, Barry, he's sort of that guy who dreams big, but doesn't see the present right now. But because of this, he feels everything is falling apart because he doesn't have the money in the parent rent. Scared, not paying his, scared, talk to his parents to moving in, looking at him as a failure. That itself is one hell of an introduction because you are automatically relate to him, paying rent, talk to your parents, panicking, your career is not going anywhere. Not anything you plan is not going your way. And that how you create a main lead character that is relatable and likable because you get it. You've been there. You've seen people hear stories on Twitter, on TikTok, on Facebook. You understand or you are this character. It's by the fastest relatable character I've ever seen. In fact, my opinion, they do way much better than Ashley Mumble nowadays. But besides that, you also have the other main lead, Susan. That is, she is sort of, I want to say the realist, the one who trying to figure out the situation, the one who trying to give confidence to Barry. We can do this. Just need a few seconds. Give her a minute to think. She is sort of the thinker of the group, the one who basically helped them get out sort of situations. And you understand how the relation work on entry. After they walk out of the building, start talking in the elevator, you get their relationship, you get how they work, they get how they have to get out of this sort of situation. But I love it. This indie pilot feels so not just relatable, but almost realistically. How two people, two young adults, figuring out how to pay rent, but interesting using sort of kind of D&D type of logic. Like, yeah, we just need another kind of raid or another basically treasure hunt to finally pay us for pay our rent in other words. But the only problem is you have to promote yourself. You don't know or have people who convince them to, yeah, hire us. We could get whatever you're looking for. But I love it. That's sort of realistic. We don't know what to do. We had to talk to someone. They started talking to their friends. And one of them says, well, I got a job for you guys. I'm looking for a sort of crystal that is sort of maybe explode, maybe dangerous, but I need to find this crystal specifically. Barry automatically points out, wait, I know a place that is not yet bestly looked at, but it could be maybe dangerous, but I can find the stuff you're looking for. But I love it how automatically Susan responded, are you insane? I mean, this is very dangerous crystals and we don't know when we make it out. On top of all this, location you're trying to look for that no one yet fully explore. This is too risky. But I love it how Barry is just sort of that type of adventure. Risk it all or don't risk. But I love that dynamic. It just really makes sense. They both are looking out for each other. One who believes we have to risk, the other one think about it. We have to really thought if we have enough intel to actually look it. But I love that sort of interesting conversation. And also love it how little by little how they sort of explore this world because the bartender slash friend uses sort of a interesting teleport to teleport to point A to point B, whatever location they need to be. But it's sort of kind of creative. You don't know this is magic or this is especially science fiction technology. Honestly, don't know, don't care because I'm fascinated of this world. This sort of neon, but you don't know why it's sort of neon type of world. because how the whole town is built, how it's protected, who protected it, how they saw events. So many different questions not yet fully explored. And this is done super well because you are interested, you are worried about these characters, especially how they started exploring this sort of location that is sort of like a abandoned building or abandoned castle. They're looking for very specific crystals, but unfortunately, like always, like a D&G sort of kind of mission, they always something inside. That is a sort of creature who hunt them down because they grabbed something they shouldn't. And this is the interesting part. It really shows how everything works, how a teleport moves one position to the next, and bring this creature into the town, and how people react and figure out how to get out. But done it in sort of almost a very chillax way. Like this is like the first step of panicking, but without being panicky. Even that, you only have about five characters and few side characters behind the scenes, but it doesn't feel it's a lot of people. It feels sort of empty. That could be a bad thing, but no, because I have never really noticed it till I started thinking about it. And that means they've done it so well that you don't really think about it that much. That is how skilled this project was actually made. That is just impressive. Especially the two main leads, how they try to get out, how the humor works so well because they have the humor that is not trying to be really funny, but that's sort of relatable humor. You have a bunch of friends who are kind of bored. They don't have lives or jobs. And you have little funny moments that it's kind of believable in other words. Like there's a friend they have who basically get excited just seeing a DVD kind of promotion going up and down when you don't use the DVD player. I don't know if people still have DVDs, but you get the idea. That's a little thing you just see blinks, entertains them. And yet that is kind of hilarious because it's sort of a running gag in the pilot. But it works so well because it is relatable. You've been there. You're so bored. Sucky is so dumb. Watching television doesn't have anything on, just sort of the commercials for the TV. That's it. And that's the thing. It grabs your attention. That's kind of hilarious because everybody had been there. Someone has seen this on TikTok. You've seen this before. And I think this is why I really enjoy it because it's so charming, relatable, and also kind of fascinating because you want to know more of this world. Even that the whole town doesn't feel super full, but you really do not notice it because you are invested so much of the two main lead characters. You just sort of forgot that's the thing because they don't really show like a huge like a view of the whole people. You see the town, but you don't see like 100 people walking back and forth. They only show you the thing is important. And better yet, it shows you the beginning of a chase to get rid of this creature they're actually getting out, but done so well that you don't care because you're invested. That's how you write a good script. That's how you make a good storytelling while actually showing you your flaws. It's just incredible. Now, anything else I have to say, I just enjoyed this whole world. Even that, very beginning, I thought the character designs were sort of questionable because sometimes you don't know that specific character design can actually move specific things. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's more like when you draw a character, you have to wonder, can it move? Can it bend? Can it run? Because there's some character when you draw they're too stumpy in other words, like they have very short legs or doesn't have a neck that could work, could not work when you actually start animating. When you see the animated, oh my god, it works. Sometimes it doesn't because it's so awkward and strange and throws yourself out of the situation. Because you have some characters you're wondering, why you make that choice? It feels it won't work. When you see it moving, you're like, oh, I was wrong. It is moving pretty well. And this is what I feel because this is sort of surprised you, even with the art stuff, the angles, the character writing, the readability, everything feels good. There is very little nitpicks that the things I have mentioned at the very beginning, they're just nitpicks. It doesn't ruin the whole thing. It's just a very well made pilot that I want more of because this is just kind of refreshing. I want to know about the two main leads, who they are, how they met, how they thought they can make a business of adventuring. They seemed maybe you don't need, maybe they do need because you don't know how the city runs their business. Maybe they still needs to find a girl or not a girl, or they feel the girl is not necessary of this universe. There are a lot of things they can actually follow up on the next episode if they decide to make it or get picked up because this thing has potential, especially the very beginning, you're not sure who this is made for. This is made for the adults, teenagers, or kids. It feels to me they wanted to make it between the PG or PG-13 type of crowd, but it could go either or because it doesn't rely on swear or drugs or anything of that. It's all about the relatability of the two main characters. And yes, they are super relatable, super likable, super charming, and I hope they get a second chance to make a second pilot or second episode because this is pretty good. It just has some technical issues, but that's normal because it's an indie pilot. It's supposed to have technical issues. But other than that, have you seen this pilot? You have seen this indie. Are you blown away of all the things they have done? Or you have some issues? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Tell me down below. Let me know. One thing you have to make sure, just especially watch this indie project. Every single indie do you like? Just remember, comment, subscribe, and just put a like. Every little thing really helps the indie scene, and especially to show Hollywood what people want to see in the big stream. Something like this could be an eye opener for some executives. But once more, you have to basically give your time and trust with this indie projects. You should support them. But besides that, I can't say nothing else. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.